Good morning. I'm Harshavardhini, Assistant Professor, Department of IT. Now we are going to see a topic on web technology, that is XML. XML is nothing but an extensible markup language. This is also a scripting language which is similar to HTML. So this means this scripting language contains various tags, but all the tags are not in a predefined form. In fact, all the user can use their own tags, use or define their own tags. Okay. Thus, HTML is designed mainly for representing the data on the web page, whereas XML is designed to uh, store the data and for transportation of data. Uses of XML. XML is used to display the meta contents, whereas meta content refers to the content in the documents. And it is also useful in exchanging the data between the applications. Some examples like searching, sorting, rendering, and manipulating the XML document is possible by using XSL, which we call it as an extended style sheet language. This XML document can be validated using some of the external tools. Let us consider an example. Uh, if you want to make some title bold or the sentence is a header, if you want to make the title bold or header or the word something, whatever it is, you can use the following HTML tags. That is, uh, this tags book, title, author, and all is called as a tag. For using markup symbols, you can use which is used to define the XML data. You can use the following tags. That is, first is the book, next is the title. The book title is like Learning Amazon Web Service. Then you have to close the title. Next, you have to represent the author name, which is Mark Wilkins. It is the author, and you have to close the author tag. And last one is the you have to close the book tag. So here in this XML, you are using three main tags. First is the book, which represents the name. Next is the title, starting tag and end tag, and the center is the title, then the author, and author also has the open tag and close tag, where author is Mark Wilkins. So this is the basic representation of tags. Next one, this XML. This XML file is a text-based document where you can save with the extension called .xml. In HTML, we will save like .html or .htm, but in your XML, that is in your extensible markup language, you can save any file or document in the extension name called .xml. So you can write your XML file by using web browser or online editors or text editors like Notepad or Notepad++. So this to run any XML document, you can use the following files. Either you can work with text editor like Notepad or online XML editors or web browser. So wherever, the only thing you have to do is you have to give the title name .xml. Next one, this XML includes some of the components like document declaration and all. So this XML the XML and /XML tags are mainly used in the beginning and end of the XML file. So the contents inside the XML tag is called as XML document. This first tag This first tag XML is used in all XML documents, which is used to process the XML code. So this is the main document structure. This consists of starting and ending XML tags, which is used to define the beginning and end of the XML file, and the contents inside the XML tags is called as XML document. Next is the XML declaration. This XML declaration begins with the XML itself. Suppose this is the example, XML version equal to 1.0, encoding equal to UTF-8. This is the version 1.0 and this is the encoding format. This is the XML declaration. So there are two main components. One is the XML document, which consists of opening and closing of, that is starting and ending tags in XML. Then the XML declaration, which consists of XML version 1.0 encoding UTF-8. Then features of XML. The main feature is it is excellent to handle the data with a complex structure or any typical data. Then all those data will be described in the markup language. The data can be either in the form of text or human and computer friendly format. This data will be in a form of tree structure where one root element only will be present. And last one, this data is very much it is mainly used for long term data replication. And next one, difference between XML and HTML. We can see how is XML different from HTML, because both the XML and HTML is a scripting languages. This both language is mainly used for creating and developing a web page. Here, this web browser will process the HTML document and displays that into a multimedia page. This is considered and done with the help of W3C, which we call it as a World Wide Web Consortium. This is an international community which consists of set of protocols and guidelines to ensure long-term growth of the web. So this XML is mainly used for implementing the consistent and quality web pages. Then difference between the XML and HTML. They both sound similar, but there are some key differences. First one, the purpose of HTML is only to display the data, whereas the XML can store and transport the data. Then the tags. The HTML tags will be of predefined format, whereas in XML, the user can create their own tag. Syntax. Next, in syntax, there will be only some of the minor difference. XML will be case sensitive, but HTML is not case sensitive. Next difference between XML and HTML. Uh, this difference is framed based on some of the parameters. One is the type of language. This type of language is, both the languages are framework for specifying the markup language. And next one, language type. The first one is case sensitive and the HTML is case insensitive. Then structural details. All the structures will be provided in XML, whereas the structures will not be provided in HTML. Then purpose. XML is used to transfer the data, whereas the HTML is used in the presentation of data. Then errors. Here, no coding errors are allowed. That means the syntax should be correct. In HTML, small errors will be ignored. Then white space. You can use white space where in your HTML doesn't use any white space. Then nesting. This nesting should be done appropriately where the nesting doesn't have any effect in HTML. Then driven. Here the XML is content driven, whereas the HTML is format driven. Then documents and vocabularies. So this document and vocabularies consist of elements and attributes. Here we will see how to declare an attribute and declare an entity. So elements and attributes. Here the elements and attributes mainly consist of elements, attributes, C data and P data. First one, elements. This elements is called as a basic entity, which is used for defining the tags. Next, attribute. These attributes are generally used to specify the values of the element, where it must be specified in double quotes. Next is C data. C data is called as the character data. C data is called as a character data. So this data will be parsed by the parser, whereas the PC data, it is called as the parsed character data, which we call it as text. Next one. So this is some, it is an example document. So first one, here it is a syntax. And next one, if you want to give any, this is the output. You will be having student name, student address, and the standard and the percentage of marks. This is the one. Doc type student element, student name, address, its standard, then BR break, and last marks. So element name and all we are giving as name is in PC data, element and address in PC data, and the standard in PC data, and element break is empty. Excuse me. And this is the output. So you will get the student name, address, standard, and after a break statement you will get marks. Next one, declaring the attributes. To declare the attribute, we have to use @list declaration. This @list is attribute list. Here, this is used to specify the type of data which is used for specifying the attribute. This is a syntax. So attribute list, phone, C data / required. So this address is element name. Attribute type is C data. This attribute name is phone, and the default value is required. So this is the attributes. So this is how we will declare an attribute. So @list is its syntax or command. So @list, element name, attribute type, and default value. So this in this attribute list, the element name is address, the attribute name is phone, the attribute type is C data, and the default value is required. And then, so this is the one where we are using @list. So the same thing, XML version. Here it is doc type student, and here the student name, address, standard, and marks. So as I told earlier, the element name is in the form of PC data, address in the form of PC data, and standard PC data, marks PC data, and last one, it is the syntax, attribute list, address, phone, C data, required. So this is the output. So name we have given, we have retrieved address and phone. In last example, we just saw the address. Now we are adding the phone number also, and the standard break their marks. Then entities. To declare an entity, it is done by using the string entity. So inside the XML file, the beginning of the entity can be used with the help of the string called entity. So this is the following XML document. The output of the document is we have to display a book name. The book name is Puntambika Web Technologies. See, so this is the XML version 1.0 syntax. Its doc type is book, and the entity is writer name. Entity NBSP, that is non-breaking space, and the title is Web Technologies. Whereas you have to merge the book and the writer with a non-breaking space, title, and you have to close the book. You have to open a tag book. You have to close the book. Inside, in between that, the writer name, giving a non-breaking space, and the title. So this is the output. Writer name, non-breaking space, title. Next one, example XML document. So this is the overall syntax. First is the XML version declaration. This is XML version equal to 1.0, encoding UTF equal to 8. This is the version declaration. Next one, void doc. This is a root element, and this is the attribute. That is, it should have some unique name specified with the same tag. Then a comment section. Then a C data section. This C data is mainly used to record some event or the date when it is created. And the last one, it should have a closed document, that is closed tag, that is close my document. So in starting we have opened a tag my document, and the end we have closed a tag my document. So namespace, two different elements with the same name. This is called as namespace. Here, this XML document will allow to create different elements with which are having the common name. This technique is known as namespace. So we'll see an example. Text fname, file description text. Fname, file name is input.text, where it describes a text file. Then you have to close the text. Then again text fname equal to flower.jpg. It is an image file. So here in this namespace demo, we are using text fname and text fname. One is for input and another for flower. That is the image. Excuse me. Next one, XPath. This XPath is mainly called as XML path language. It is used in XSLT, and it is a very much powerful way of navigating to DOM, which we call it as a object model. And this language is mainly used to document XPath expression like HTML. And this is the some of the expressions. Tag name at attribute equal to value, where this symbol double, it selects a node in the document which matches the selection. And next is a single slash. This single slash is used to select the root node. Then the tag name. This tag name is mainly used to represent the current node. And last, the at symbol. It is used to select the attribute. Then attribute. It is the name or attribute name, and the value which defines the value of the attribute. Then XSLT. This XSLT, it is for transformations. XSL transformation is called as XSLT. It also stands for extensible style sheet language. So this XSLT is extensible style sheet language transformations. So this XSLT is working under the W3C recommendation, where all the transformations and presentations are used in defining the XML documents. This consists of three parts. This XSL consists of three parts. One is XSLT, which is a language to transform the XML documents. And next is the XPath. It is used for navigating the XML documents. And another one is XSLFO, that is format. This XSLFO is a language for formatting the XML documents and to display it in a desired manner. This is the diagram. So by transforming XML into XSLT, there are two documents. One is a XML document and another one is a XSLT document. Then it is those two are merged into a single XSLT document and finally converted to XSL document. Then, so this is the explanation for this. There are two processes, the two XSLT processes. This one. And the two XSLT processes take two input documents. One is XML and another one is XSLT. This XSLT is nothing but a program which we call it as a XML document, and it works based on the XML input data. And then this whole part of XML document can be selected, modified, and it is merged with XSLT document in order to produce a new document. And the newly produced document is provided as the input to the XSLT. This is the new document which is provided as the input to the XSLT document. Then finally, this XSL document is used along the application so that it can be displayed on the web browser. Then displaying XML documents in a browser. So here there are some steps which we can which is mainly used to display the XML documents. First thing is you have to decide whether your XML documents needs a document type DTD, that is whether your XML needs a DTD or not, that is document type declaration. Browsers usually don't need. We have to choose any one of the approaches. If you don't want DTD, you will write out the version of the document with the command, that is write no header, flatten both. This one, non-ASCII, write no header, flatten both, non-ASCII character, name reference, file name.xml. So you have to write this syntax. If you don't want a reference of DTD, When if you decide you want a reference of DTD, you have to directly use the about text editor, which writes a doc type declaration and enables the browser to successfully locate. Okay. Then the DTD, that is your document type declaration definition, and the document can be saved in two different directories, but they must be on the same web browser. In this case, you can write the command like sy system id modifier. Then you have to make sure that the style sheet is located on the same web server as your document. We recommend you to use the same style sheet in the same directory as the document. And then you have to use the about text editor. This about text editor is mainly used to open the document, so which we want to add the style sheet. And we have next one is you have to choose the format. For that, go to the format, select style sheets, and open the style sheet dialog box. Next one, excuse me. Next one, you have to highlight the HTML file. To highlight the HTML, you have to highlight the HTML file. For that, you have to go for the selected file and click the modify button. Then in the modify HTML file style sheet selection dialog box, you will see the list of available style sheet for producing an HTML output. Then you have to add an association button. Then finally click OK and modify style sheet. Then close. So these are the 10 main steps which is used to display a XML document in the browser. Thank you.